What's the date?
Today is Tuesday, July 16th, and this is live from Bangkok.
Bing, bang, bong.
Hit my music.
Bing bang bong.
Right.
Webcast, podcast, whatever it is. You don't have to watch us. You can just listen to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can browse your FB like I know you do.
Exactly.
Just keep us on in the background, talking shit in your ears.
Listening. Making nonsense. Content providing.
Providing them.
You know what I mean?
Nonetheless, as much as there haven't been many events in the last week, there's a shit ton of news.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things.
Going
little
on.
things here,
Going
little
on.
things there.
Yep.
First and foremost,
What do you want to talk about?
let's say happy birthday to Brock Lesnar on Friday.
Yep.
He turned 36.
I know.
You're
My
getting
man is
old.
not that old. What are you talking about?
I'm only 31, so
I'm
he's old.
33. That's not that old, man. That's
Yeah.
not that old.
Hey,
It's crazy talk.
when you've lost like half your colon,
Exactly.
everything's old.
That dude is a big dog.
Diverticulitis.
Took someone good. That's Ty for happy birthday, Brock Lesnar.
Yay, happy birthday.
Aside from that, where else you going to go?
Other than that, we have
That doesn't need any more time.
Thailand has lost one of its favorite sons. JJ Ambrose.
JJ Ambrose is peacing out
leaving
from,
the
peacing out
Thailand.
from Phuket.
I believe he's
Bellator fighter.
He's currently in Hawaii. Don't know exactly what he's doing there. Probably some seminars, hanging out for a bit.
Exactly.
He's got a fight in Bellator coming up.
Fantastic.
And then he told me that he's thinking about Europe.
Okay.
He's not done with Thailand. He just won't. He just surely won't be back until after his next fight.
I'm sure he's still going to rep PTT, Phuket top team down
can't
there.
imagine not.
Phuket. I'm sure he's still going to rep them. Lovely camp. All my old guys from Patong Muay Thai there.
Patong
Good
Muay
times.
Thai.
Yeah.
There's Muay Thai in Patong.
Yeah, oh yeah, there is.
There is?
Oh yeah.
I didn't think there was a Muay Thai in Phuket.
There is.
I mean, it's just Thailand. Why would they have Muay Thai?
Exactly. Sarcasm that comes out of his mouth at
I don't know.
sometimes.
What? What's going on?
Overwhelming.
I overwhelmed myself.
Anywho, yeah, peace out to JJ
Bye,
Ambrose.
JJ.
Big up to you. And
Have fun.
another Bellator fighter though that's then we can transfer into is Anthony Leone, obviously.
Yep.
Doing his
He's
thing.
really staking his claim in that tournament. He beat up I believe he's a Russian, the
Yep.
Makalov.
Yeah, exactly. Big up to Zach. Anthony's an animal. I love that kid. He has discipline, mad discipline. Not just in the gym, but like in life. That's a guy that once again I know him. We've barbecued together and kicked it. He learned how to play the guitar. Like this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
just
I like
learn how to play the
guitars.
guitar. Just gonna kick it, learn how to play the guitar. And he had the discipline to be able to be like, I'm gonna take this down 3 hours a day and just get the reps in. Probably like he does with fucking wrestling takedowns and shit like that. And just, I'm gonna do the reps, I'm gonna bang it out. That's today's lesson from the Jon Nutt and Ben Stark podcast. Repetitions. In life, that's all you need. If you do something 7 million times, you will be a master.
It's like Bruce Lee said, I don't fear the man who knows 10,000 kicks.
Yes.
I know the man who knows one kick 10,000 times. That's probably, I didn't say that right. But
Knowledge.
whatever, bro.
Being dropped.
I'm gonna take
Like
back
my
the
balls.
name of the guy he beat was Zach Makovsky. So
Okay.
I forgot the Y on the end. He was a big underdog in that fight and took care of it quite handily, if I remember correctly. This is a couple months back, so it is quite the old news. But I believe he has another fight coming up on the 26th.
Dominant wrestling.
Yes, in the Bellator tournament.
Yep.
So look out for Anthony Leone.
His brother Andrew also fighting on the ONE FC, the one coming up in Jakarta.
Now, isn't Andrew dual signed? Isn't he Bellator and ONE FC?
Well, I mean, I know that he had the sign. I don't know the backgrounds of it, and I don't know if that should be necessarily thrown around.
All right.
I would assume though that like there was the news that he was with Bellator and gonna have a fight.
Yeah.
But then he got that ONE FC fight and he took it and he won, and then from that, you know, he's gotten on this next one. He's obviously a fan favorite
Yes.
in Asia. Good young buck. They like to call each other Jedis and stuff like that. They're into the Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I don't know if you're familiar with
everywhere.
that. Yeah, exactly. Nanu, if you will. That's a Robin Williams reference.
Nanu.
Yeah.
Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy. There you go, buddy. A little before a lot of people's times.
Yeah, y'all are pretty much younger.
Where else?
What else? Since we're talking about PTT, Anthony Perosh
Yeah.
Did 2 weeks of his training camp in PTT.
Okay.
Just left, I believe the other day. I only saw the video they put up about him training.
Right.
Like yesterday, day before, and he said he was going back to Australia to finish his camp. So I'm assuming he left about a week ago, because it takes time to edit and everything.
Right.
But yeah, he spent a week or two at PTT getting some work in, working with their Thai coaches. Ground game sick, 3rd degree black belt. This is actually the first time he'll be fighting a black belt in the UFC or in his MMA career entirely. Everyone else he's fought has been a lower rank than him.
That's what you do, man.
Hey,
draw knowledge again.
I do my best. I learned this while watching his video. It's probably, you can put it up here. It's decent video.
You got editing skills.
JP, holla at your boy. If you need video work done, JP Mestanza, hit him up on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
He's good, reasonably priced,
Gangster.
and excellent. Freelance, nonetheless. Yeah. So if you've seen Anthony Perosh, most of his fights have been very much ground oriented. His striking is definitely in the earlier phases. Not saying he's not willing to bang, but it's definitely not his specialty. But I believe in this one he's actually probably thinking of striking a little bit more.
And that's why he's in Thailand getting it done?
Very much so. I mean, he still is a 3rd degree black belt versus, I believe, a 1st degree black belt. But still, you get stripes on a black belt based on years of instruction. I believe you get a new stripe every 2 or 3 years, depending on your coach. Okay. So it's not that you went out and did something amazing. You could just teach in your normal school.
It's your longevity.
Right. It's a longevity thing. Once you get 7 stripes, then you can't get a coral belt except from a red belt. Right. But it typically happens after a 7th stripe on the black. Okay. And then, but someone's got to take notice of you. Again. Otherwise, you just stay a 7th degree.
BJJ world.
No shit, my friend.
Dropped on your chin.
Right on you, bitches.
Right.
Right.
So that that'll be once again. We would love like the banger, but what is going to be a banger that's coming up? Ooh. What is going to be a banger? Man. I saw that Arnaud video. Yes. Game.
Arnaud Lepont. Actually, he went to Germany. I'm not sure why he went to Germany.
He was there, I think, dude. They had the God of War. It's called God of War.
It's cool.
It's called God of War.
Great video game.
God of War.
Yeah. I think it's rude.
Yeah, you're one of the ones that's a purist.
Yeah.
You're not a purist.
I mean, I just think if you're gonna call someone out,
right?
If you're riding the high from a victory, right? Like if you blasted up the number 2 guy, so you're now the number 1 contender, and you're in line for the title shot, and you're like, I want my belt. That's one thing. But if you're sitting on your ass at home and you're you make a YouTube video or a underground post, I want to fight that guy.
Right.
Why?
So check it out. I like his reason. Though.
Because Boku can bang and he can bang. And
it's not because of the whole bang thing. Not because of the whole bang thing. It's because Shinya Aoki went in there and ripped off Arnaud's arm. Yeah. And Shinya Aoki went in there and ripped into Kotetsu Boku's face, just tearing on him for rounds. And so I feel like it's a good litmus test almost. We saw how they both did against Shinya Aoki. And for Asian MMA, I mean, let's be real, Shinya Aoki's the only one that's on the top 10 lists in the States. Yeah. In the Sure Dogs and those of the world and that type of stuff. So to take those 2 dudes who did, in my opinion, fairly, even though Kato had more time, it was fairly similar outcomes in terms of brutal, whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not being like that.
So you're talking, we're the number 1 and number 2 contenders. We should thump it out.
And I think it also gives a good litmus test for just kind of Asian MMA in general. Yeah. Of that base. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Of their 155-pound ship as well.
Now we have Shinya Aoki dropping to 145. We have Lepont dropping to 145. And I believe Boku is a natural 145 who kind of went up to 155. So the top 3 guys from the 155-pound weight class in 1FC are now all going to 145. So what's going to happen to 155?
Shit.
This either opens a huge door for new up-and-comers.
Zoro's going to go down, right? I mean,
I haven't heard anything about Zoro. I don't know. Now, Leone, that fights in 1FC, is he 145 or 155?
I think he's 125 or 135, right? He's flyweight.
Really? I met him. He seemed bigger than that.
Nah, man. He's like flyweight.
Okay, never mind.
It's funny. Both the Leone brothers, I think, like, of them, I'm with you. Like, you're with them, you think that they're big, but if I'm actually next to them, I'm like, you could be on my shoulder. Which one of you guys wants to be on my other shoulder?
Well, speaking of which, if you're a 155er in Thailand, or in Asia in general, I would say now's the time. Get on that train.
Yeah.
You know? If Dare hasn't called you yet.
Yeah. Dare Fight Sports. Dare Fight Sports.
Yeah. If they haven't called you, I would try to get in 1FC, because that 155 division's emptying out. Yeah. I almost wish I could make 150. Maybe if I diet really hard, I could cut off both my feet, maybe half of my quad.
Whatever.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
I'm looking forward to our show in October. Dare Fight Sports.
Do you have a date? Is there a date?
I'm not going to drop the date on it. I'm not going to drop the date on it.
Keep them simmering?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it simmering for another little bit, because it'll come out very shortly. Post this. I was not told that I could. I mean, maybe we should just wait next week and I could give it like it's a.
Gotcha. I'm still waiting to hear back from the big boss man.
Yeah.
About what's going on my portion.
Right.
Not necessarily for myself, but from people.
Of course, we were gonna have our first guest on the show today.
Yeah.
But Will Elliott.
The
manager.
The GM of Tiger Muay Thai.
GM and just all around kind of big boss man there. He's the one that's been getting the deal. He's the one that's been making that camp flourish down there in Phuket. Tiger Muay Thai. They got just an outstanding crew, obviously. Yeah. Eversole. I mean, another one that I want to see fight again, who is technically, I think, with under 1FC contracts, obviously. Roger Huerta. Oh, Matty Dore.
He's
another
so
fantastic human being. Exactly.
He's he's handsome.
Exactly. Chiseled.
As they would say in Thai, they would say "Law Ma."
That's a dude that knows about street fights, because he had his little thing, and you didn't really want to bring it up. But did we bring it up the Falcao already? Did we talk about that last week?
No, we haven't. Falcao.
That beating.
Falcao was fought in Bellator, I believe, at 185.
Yeah.
Him and one of his training partners were at a gas station, and Falcao.
Everybody saw this, right? People
there should be quite a bit of video. Falcao rolled up on some girl at the counter and just kind of bumped into her dick first.
Did he? It looked like he. Yeah, he could.
He kind of rolled up onto her and
let me holler at you.
We're not in a nightclub.
Let me holler at you.
And she's not grinded, and he's just like, let me put my man junk where your butt crack is.
Exactly.
And she goes, "What are you doing?" And he fucking slapped her.
He gave the Coke bottle, the old Coke bottle doty tap. Like he was flicking it with the forehead of his penis. Whack!
He had a little booklet or something, and he slapped her in the face with whatever was in his hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And then some dude rolls in and starts swinging in the gas station.
And that's when they were like, "It's cool. Like, two of us are fighters. Bang, bang, bong. Right. I'll take you. I'll knuckle up." Like, you saw them. Right. You know what I mean? They kind of chased it out.
Yeah, Falcao and his buddy definitely took the advantage in the gas station. But once they went outside and I guess tried to fuck off, someone got hit in the face with what looked like a 2x4.
Yep. I like that.
Dude got dropped. And the friend
and
his buddy who wasn't even the one
like a 7-0-1 fighter.
Who's like a 145 or 135er gets laid out.
And then they took advantage of it, not only his face with those shots, the random people that came in and just kicked him in the head.
Like a full running start and punted his head.
Yeah. So that was one of the most violent things, I think, to come out of MMA. And I guess one of the reasons that we actually can even bring it up is because it's great for the people that look at MMA and are like, "Oh my God, that's violent. That's a fight." It's like, no. This is proof that MMA is not a fight. That's a fight.
Yeah.
That the dude actually is an MMA practitioner, and he should be able to defend himself. And he got juiced with a 2x4 because that's a fight. I've never gone into any of my competition fights. I never went into a Muay Thai fight and had really, you psych yourself up.
Yeah.
And you pump, this dude raped my mother. You're gonna kill him. Yeah. But you never actually have the malicious intent that you do when you're crossed, when you see red. When you see red. If you haven't seen, you don't really see red in an MMA competition.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between fighting and MMA.
Though there is a fine line for that. A guy I used to train with back in the States, Luis Nazario.
Getting kicked in the head when you're down.
Listen.
There would be a referee there to be like, you know what? Could you not juice him in the face. 9,000.
Wait. Okay.
You saw
I had some friends. My buddy Luis Nazario went to Costa Rica to fight a Muay Thai fight. It was a mixed card, half Muay Thai, half MMA. The guy he was fighting was the local gang leader.
Okay.
And Louis knocked him out.
Juiced.
Bad.
Peace.
Like in the early, I think the first or second round, flying knee to the face, and then like anyone would after a highlight reel knockout, started running around, and you can see on the video. This is in like a big warehouse.
Right.
You can see in the back the garage doors shut and the crowd get up and come towards the ring, and you can hear Carlau yelling at him, "Don't do that shit! Chill out!" And then he sits down in the corner and starts, praying. Like, goes and checks on him, then sits back down and is just like waiting. And it took a couple minutes, but the crowd was like closing in, just waiting to see what's going on.
Right.
So, it is possible that these things happen, but not in like. I would not to sound like a dick. In a first world country with a boxing commission, this isn't going to happen.
Right.
If you're traveling to buttfuck nowhere or
East Caledonia.
Yeah.
New East.
If you're gonna fight in Russia and you're Mr. Patriot America and you knock out, #1 Russian,
right,
there might be a problem.
Dolph.
You go to Costa Rica and knock out the local gang leader,
right,
there might be a problem.
That's an issue.
Luckily everyone got out okay, but nonetheless, scary moment.
I've seen numerous things happen here in Thailand that are interesting situations and stuff. Fantastic story. I'm not going to play Johnny Topper right now. We're going to move on to a different little thing. I got a little different, interesting piece of gossip.
Mm-hmm.
I have this book here. For people that kind of watch the webcast, they can see that I have it. For people
The King
that's
of
not,
the Gypsies.
It's called The King of the Gypsies. It's by Barley Gorman with Peter Walsh. You can look it up, Google it, web it, bang it up here. Anyways, the reason I'm bringing it up is because this is memoirs of the undefeated bare knuckle champion of Great Britain and Ireland, the traveling families. Gypsies, as I call them. The reason I bring it up is because we've had some great talks and found out some great things about just the bare knuckle goodness that's been going on,
yeah,
the different rule sets. So the whole dare thing with the bare knuckle fight that's probable for happening in October. They haven't said what rule set it is. Vale Tudo? Are they just going straight Vale Tudo? Are they going that? Or are they going gypsy bare knuckle boxing, that type of thing? And I know you think it's funny, but I personally dig it. Are they going Kimbo Slice on it?
It's
Are they going
bare knuckle boxing doesn't bother me nearly as much as no glove bare hands MMA.
How about bare knuckle Muay Thai? Just
like in Burma?
that. Like in Burma. Like in Burma.
Man, there's something
like at the Songkran Festival. Let's promote Thailand a little bit right now.
Thailand, Songkran.
If you've never been here, Songkran, Google that shit. That's that festival, April 13th to 17th. Here in Thailand, where the whole country goes into a water fight, super soaking goodness.
It's a great time.
You know what I mean? Oh, girls dancing.
What?
It's good. It's good times. A lot of wet t-shirts. It's just good times.
No one wears white though.
So anywho, up in Burma, on the Burma Thailand border, they go bare knuckle Muay Thai on it. I think that's a fantastic rule set to go bare knuckle. If you listen to this or watch this or care about bare knuckle, feel free to leave a comment or whatever on what you'd like to see people fight. Like, what kind of rule setting do you enjoy, if you will?
This would be perfect for Dorian Price.
Yeah?
When I was training in Tiger 2 years ago, Dorian was there, and he was just chomping at me. He's like, "Yo, I want to go to Burma, fight a bare knuckle fight." Bare knuckle.
Tiger Muay Thai has a lot of people that want that fucking bare knuckle shit. Dorian Price is, Cyrus Washington went up to Black Dynamite, went up to Burma, and he got down with it. Will Choate really wants to get down with it.
Will the Kill.
That
kid blows my mind. He's been training for Muay Thai MMA.
He's been doing it for like 2 years at least, because he was the first
50 fights.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, kudos. No doubt.
He's got a winning record. Isn't it like 19-8 or something?
No doubt.
I'm not totally sure.
Yeah. He takes it anytime, any place, any will.
He don't give a damn.
If you don't give a damn, he don't give a fuck.
It's true.
You know what I mean? That's why he's
He's Will the Kill.
He gets it done. The thrill. You know what I mean?
He's the thriller in Manila. Literally.
Kind of. Exactly. He does like that kind of area.
Yeah.
Gangster.
You want to jump to Japan?
Jump into it.
Japan.
Now, boom.
I'd never heard of this event before, quite honestly, yesterday, called Grachan. They had their 10th event. They did it live on Ustream, people to watch. I couldn't find a link to the Ustream. Okay. I couldn't find them on Ustream, but we're lucky MMA in Asia did some coverage on it. Unfortunately, all the names and all the information really from who was the main event versus who was the opener, so I don't know who to talk about, are in Japanese. A little bit of play-by-play is in English. Nothing too in-depth, but I wish I could tell you more, but so much of it's in Japanese. I don't even know who the headliner was. I'd hate to tell you about a fight, and then it turns out it was like the undercard, doesn't matter at all fight.
Damn our savage U.S. brains and our savage U.S. tongues.
It doesn't mean it's
so close-minded to not learn another
Japanese.
Yeah.
I'm not saying your fight wasn't important if you were the undercard, because that's not the case. Because most of my fights have been mid and under.
Exactly.
But in terms of news coverage, if you're 1-1,
and you are.
Yeah, you're the new guy, and chances are your name not nearly as important as the guy who's 8-2. But this card is like so staggered. Like, just looking at it now, there's an 8-8 versus 7-6, immediately followed by an 0-2 versus an 0-0.
Right, exactly.
Immediately followed by a 4-3 and a 2-1.
Right.
I'm like, well, what order is this in?
Well, that's the beautiful thing about the Japanese, though. I mean, because I generally agree with them. Sometimes they don't have dudes that are... Japan believes in the B-Leagues. Let's face it. I believe in the B-Leagues. They believe in the grassroots. I believe in the C-Leagues. And believe you me, a C-League Muay Thai fight is a lot more fun than watching an A-League Muay Thai fight sometimes, because the A-Leagues will go all the way. They'll always go the distance. They'll always go 5 rounds. You won't have it finished. C-League, you'll get an elbow to the dome that'll leave a cut like a Ginsu fucking knife. And rah! And it'll slice them open. And so I like the C-Leagues for, and also the Japanese, they like their, you know, if somebody does something, if they put up a good fight, if they're entertaining for the crowd, they go on that too.
Now, there's something I want to bring up from this Grachan event.
Do it.
One of the fights, it was Masahiro Oishi versus Takayuki Ito.
Okay.
Oishi is 22, 17, and 9. Okay?
Right.
Dude's a veteran.
Right.
He's been around a while. The guy he's fighting, Takayuki Ito, is 3, 2, and 1. Mm. Why would this fight ever happen?
Once again, dude, I think it comes down to the matchmaker thinking that, like, hey, this is an up-and-comer, this guy's a veteran. The veteran's got nothing going on. Because, by the way, fighters are a dime a dozen in Japan. Right
everywhere.
Now, everywhere right now, but especially in Japan. And that dude's got nothing going on. They can't find him anything. And this dude with a small wrestling. You know, by the way, who does it hurt? Who does it hurt? Do you know what I mean?
Most likely, and as this one turned out, the guy wasn't hurt badly, but in less than a round, he was just taken down, body triangled, choked out.
Yeah.
Like, it's a time filler.
Of course.
As a 3, 2, and 1 guy, I understand going, yo, if I can beat this guy, my name pops.
Right.
But chances are,
there you go.
Not fucking likely.
Not likely.
You know,
likely you're going to get body triangled with that.
Right. You're most likely to just go in there, get your clock cleaned, and take home a small check.
Exactly.
Like,
that's what a lot of them are doing it for too, though.
I do like how in the event, like they had Kemehiro Ito versus Kuntap. I can't even say his last name.
Right.
Wira Sakrek.
Exactly.
Which is a 0-2 guy versus an 0-0 guy. This I understand.
Right.
Why it was what appears to be the 7th fight on the card.
Who knows?
I don't know, but that's reasonable.
What if though? Because you don't know the region either.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, for Dare, I definitely know in our future we will have some dudes that we want to produce our own fighters that people have seen come from a good enough background in one form of discipline or whatever, because we like to take it back as well. We'll see them have their first, and we'll see other people that don't come from huge records. The reason is because they've got good roots here in Bangkok.
Is there anyone that you could think of? that this would apply to?
No, not off the top of my head.
All right.
I don't want to give.
No spoilers.
No.
Spoilers. No spoilers.
No spoilers on that.
In the weeks to come, updates. DareFightSports.com.
No spoilers, but I mean, we got what about like the Shannon Kais, the One Shins?
Yeah.
The you know what I mean, the dudes, the games, the people that don't
Yeah.
Good stuff. It's good stuff.
It's true.
History.
Since we're still in Japan,
History.
Kuniyoshi Hironaka is the 70 kilo champ for Shudo.
Yeah.
Formerly the champ for, I believe it was called Cage Wars and a couple other events. He was in UFC 64 and then I believe 4 more UFCs after. He was recently interviewed on MMAinasia.com. There's some dashes, MMA-in-asia.com.
Yeah, we like those people.
The good people.
Fantastic.
Excellent Japanese coverage. Like him. He did a nice interview. Didn't seem too pressing. He just talked about defending your title, having to defend the title, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Japan, and the evolution of Japanese MMA. It's a good read if you want to check it out. I see him now. When he first got in the UFC, I believe he was 8-2.
Okay.
But now he's 22-8. So, which now delves into another story, being the UFC is coming to Singapore.
So I just got back from Singapore.
Okay.
I just got back. Literally, I was there for a few days, seeing friends, taking care of some business.
You have friends?
Having some meetings, doing some stuff.
I like stuff.
And visited some gyms, saw some people. Big up dude, there was a couple gyms, obviously. Ritual was a fantastic gym just to look at, by the way, in terms of body shaping and whatnot. Big Brad Robinson, the Vanilla Gorilla. He fought in that Ultimate Beatdown. They have an Ultimate Beatdown coming up. He fought Nick Harris.
Yes.
Ultimate Beatdown coming in the future. But to stay on track, yes, I was at a few different gyms. Every single one of them talked about it. Aside from every single one of the gym talking about it, I heard 3 advertisements for it while in 7-Elevens. It was the news in the 7-Eleven. And we definitely heard it 2 or 3 times while we were in taxis. We heard it at the Marina Bay Sands too while we were doing the little tree forest.
I believe that is actually where the
yeah, exactly. And it's going to be a smaller venue than they normally go to, but they're going to just check out how it is. I'm psyched about that actually because, well, as you know, I'm a fan of small venue shows. Obviously.
Now, with this being said, I believe Hironaka was going to be surely a front runner for the UFC to want to bring back.
Right.
His record's excellent. He's a title holder in Shudo, currently. And
so
the question is, will Shudo allow their fighter to go to the UFC? I know UFC does not share.
UFC does not share. Yeah.
But
UFC does not share.
Will the fighter either go, well, fuck my contract with Shudo, I'm going to go to the big show.
Well, that has to do with every single fighter that we kind of want to know from every single one of them.
But since he's already been in the UFC, he's like, I'm happy in Shudo. This is my home. I don't have to travel a lot. There's nothing crazy.
Exactly.
I'm the champ. I get better money, or I get enough money, whatever.
Show.
Now, not only is the UFC going to be in Singapore, they're going to do another event in Macau.
So fresh and so clean.
Right. In a recent press conference, they were quoted saying the event in Macau was tremendous. It was a tremendous success, and I think it was an eye-opener for both the fans and the UFC.
Right.
They're going to bring at least 1 live fight event to Singapore Marina Bay Sands. The first one will be it'll be in the first quarter of this coming year. I believe they're also going to Beijing, China, which is something I kind of heard. Not reported in many places, but I heard they're going to go to Beijing and they're going to start tryouts for an Ultimate Fighter China.
But they're doing an Ultimate Fighter China. They're doing an Ultimate Fighter China tryouts in Singapore as well, bro.
Right. So I believe the tough will be held in China, but it'll be actually the Ultimate Fighter Asia per se.
How do you feel about this? Let's bring this up. How do you feel about how people are disappointed that if the UFC comes, are they just going to bring us the B-level UFC? Why do we all in Asia in the Macau show? Are we just going to get another Rich Franklin, Kung Lee? I would like Kung Lee. And a lot of people bitch about this, and this was going to be my point. I always like that. If you consider those fights not the ones, those are the shows that I actually enjoy. The Macau show I thought was great. I like when I hope Kung Lee is on that Singapore card.
I think Kung Lee is now closing in on 40, and I'm pretty sure he's focused on movies and television.
Hasn't he said that he's doing another fight though?
I'm not sure.
Whatever, look it up. That's
Nonetheless,
look up.
It seems they're actually interested in going to India as well. Which I don't know. Like SFL is in India, and SFL is a great show. They have great contracts, a lot of really good fighters. But from what I hear, they're losing their ass in India.
Well,
India's not exactly a rich country,
right?
So maybe they don't have the people to go. Whereas Macau, when they went to Macau is a huge gambling center. Like makes Vegas look small.
Right.
So
it's important to get those grassroots though. Mima's doing it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The people over at Mima and KL are doing it right. Cause and yo, by the way, in Singapore, gyms are sprouting out like fucking everywhere, guy.
It's true.
Which is so funny because like I love how you see like self-protection signs everywhere in Singapore, and it's the safest place on the face of the earth.
It's like a 0% violent crime.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny. On a good note, how like my American like racist shitty brain works. Like on one of my first times ever to Singapore, I was with my mother, and dude, we were staying at like the Marriott on Orchard. Have you guys been to Singapore?
No.
You've been, right? So we're in like a nice park, like near the Thai. She asked me to go grab her something like pretty late at night, and I went down there. And there are some dudes that are looking like fairly thuggish and ruggish, if you will. By the way, they really weren't black people either. They were like West Indian. They were Indian, but really like dark Indian. You don't see many black people in Singapore, by the way. It's interesting. I love Singapore because it's like the melting pot of the world. But when you're from Boston and like, you know, I'm rolling, they're looking thuggish, I like decide to like do the little maneuver around them and keep my walk.
I'm from a white town.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm going into I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble.
Here's my wallet.
Exactly.
I have to get this for my mom. Can I just keep $20?
Yeah. And they broke off like hey man, they started rushing up on me. And so I got all cocked, and it was exactly like they were like,
"Are you visiting?
You dropped your lighter. You dropped your lighter. That's what happened to me. You dropped your lighter, sir."
It's like what?
I'm like, shit! I was about to fucking fly into you. I was about to karate chop you to the door. I was gonna finally get to use it, and that's the way that I feel Singapore in general. See how we're gonna come full circle right here? Full circle. This is how I think it's really funny because they're popping up everywhere. I think it's gonna form a country of dudes that like want to clock it off, like really want to get it off.
No one's mean here.
And then all of a sudden the dude's gonna be, you know, exactly.
Everyone's really polite.
I gotta give you this story. I told I found a dude. Okay, I've done some collection of money in my past. I've done some security things in my past.
I don't know what that means.
Done some collection work. Anyway. We found this dude that owed my buddy money.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had 60,000 baht, so it's like $2,000. It ain't, you know, it is what it is.
$2,000.
Anywho,
not really.
It's so funny because yes, exactly. In your head, that's what you say. You're like, I see him. I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm a fucking shit. You know what I mean? It's on. He needs to get physically beat. I'm way more dominant. This is happening. And what actually winds up happening is, yo, you owe me the money. You're like, yes. I do. I mean, I do need to get it to you. I'm sorry that I have not been. Well, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? And then
you want some of this? Actually,
and then it becomes an actual conversation because 95% of the world, even more, 98% of the world is actually good people, kind, decent. Even here, like, I love living here and I love being a Falang because you actually, for all the shit stereotypes that happen for Falang exactly to Thais, you also just get treated fantastically by.
And if you're foreign and you speak even the slightest bit of Thai, they love you.
You get a lot of respect.
Like, I can't tell you how much has changed for me since I learned to ask, how much is that? Or say, that's expensive in Thai. People go, like, I was with my buddy Alex Schild. We were walking down the street. I was looking for like a backpack because like one of my suitcases gotten broken. And it's marked at 7,000 baht, which is about $230.
Bang.
Alex goes to the guy and he goes,
Algebra.
Pang Mak. Like, he goes, that's very expensive. And he said why, which is like, Tamai Pang. Like, why is that expensive? And then I goes, he goes, you speak Thai, 1,500 baht, which is $50. So it went from 230 to $50, just because he goes, why is that so expensive in Thai?
You need to know these things.
Yeah.
So if you're coming to Thailand, look me up. because I will tour guide.
Better than TripAdvisor.
Exactly. But not better. My brother works for TripAdvisor.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Equal to TripAdvisor.
Exactly.
But he might charge you more.
Go check out David Nutt at TripAdvisor.
TripAdvisor.com. Now, back on to Tough China. It turns out that it's not.
We gotta wrap things up, dog.
It's true. I'm just gonna
wrap things up.
For Tough China, you actually have to be of Mandarin or Chinese descent and speak Mandarin or Chinese.
Right.
So it's not Tough Asia. Sorry, Singapore. Now,
Shit.
As everyone knows, Anderson Silva is back. He told you, even though he didn't quite leave, he just waited 2 or 3 days to change his mind.
Right.
From I don't want any more title to I'm back. I want to beat up Chris Weidman.
Right.
But he didn't. He waited like less than a week.
Once again, it was pretty good for his career almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can't really say someone's back if it's been 4 days.
Exactly.
You should have given at least a month.
Should have given it a little while. Yeah.
All right.
He should have had some more emotional drama or something because the way that he rolled in on it just makes it seem like it's.
So.
It's
true.
WWE dream come true.
We're jumping back to Japan now.
Right.
Pancrase is starting another organization within themselves called the Bayside Fight Series, which is going to be, I guess, Pancrase talent or a branch thereof Pancrase in a cage. So if you've seen Pancrase, excellent athletes, great fighters, very entertaining. Nate Marquardt made his name in Pancrase.
Yep.
If you compare the Japanese events, Shudo likes more pure fighters, and Pancrase likes better athletes. Pancrase is going for the bang, going for the buck, going for the big boom.
Fantastic.
Shudo wants to see high-level technical shit, which might be why guys like Shaolin came from Shudo.
Yeah.
Very technical individuals. Speeding through Japan, Deep, their lightweight GP semifinal will be this Saturday, headlined by the 2 main fights.
Is that on YouTube or where is that at? Where can people watch that?
Chances are you're not going to find this outside of Japan.
That's fantastic.
I know Deep videos all their fights, but I think they really do a closed circuit viewing.
We're probably going to
only
have to
in
stick to
Japan.
things though that we can see and find.
Unfortunately, I'm going to see if I can find streams for this, or if they're like Grachan put it on Ustream.
Yep.
Deep runs a legit high quality video.
But we're new to the podcast game. And if your organization's not going to have shit for us to watch or find easily, how the fuck do we?
I mean, come on. If a B-rate event in Cambodia can have video that I can watch, why can't a B?
Cambodia is the place to go right now if you want to have a record. This is double secret probation information from people that need to live in Southeast Asia. They hold MMA fights there every week. If you want to get an amateur fight, if you want to start learning how to do it, go to Cambodia, go to the stadium there, go watch one, go over, talk to the fucking promoter, be polite, be nice, and take business cards, and you'll fight for no money whatsoever, but you can get a fight. Super easy, and you can get a little vacation out of it. That's what they give you for it.
Real quick, Ultimate Beatdown, Malaysia. Malaysia's oldest fight event will have its 12th event on August 24th. Be on the lookout for that. They're definitely gonna have video of it. It's not gonna be UFC quality, but it's gonna be a quality show.
It's a great show.
12 events, very exciting. You know some people who have fought for them.
That's a good.
This personally, the first time I've heard of them, so I'm still in the learning phase.
Is involved with that. All the boys from Muay Thai are involved with that. Nick Harris once again has fought in there. He's a great dude. Very nice human being, the Bloodhound, I believe. And
it looks like it's gonna be quite a mixed event. They're gonna have amateur MMA, professional MMA, kickboxing. Now, I don't know if that means Thai boxing or if it's gonna be like European or K1 rules. And they're actually gonna have some Metamoris rules grappling matches as well. For all the matchmakers out there, you want to run a pure MMA show, but you're having a hard time filling it out. Why not throw in something else?
Or once again, if we can get some more promoters going on in Asia, that's some of your talent pool to be looking at. So check that out.
Great.
Also check out Ben Stark at his websites and stuff like that.
Lastly, before we sign off, I would like to give Frida Wahlberger a big get well soon. Hope you feel better. She just got out of the ICU after a really nasty KO loss the other week. So feel better. Sorry about your title defense going badly. Hope your brain's okay. She had bleeding between the skull and her brain, so she's in pretty serious condition.
Did they have to crack it open?
I'm not totally sure. There's no real details. Her trainer and boyfriend talked to the press and said she won't be talking to you until she's fully recovered. So the information's kind of
her space.
Sitting. We know she's out of ICU, so that's good. If she's out of the hospital or not totally sure. All the best.
To you.
Get better soon. I'm gonna call it a day for this week. Jon Nutt on Facebook, Ben Stark, BJJ and MMA on Facebook, Ben Stark HH on Twitter, darefightsports.com. Stay up to date. News gonna be dropping soon.
Big ups to the Fight Nation and all the
Fight
other
Nation, MMA and Asia websites.
Jimmy
Thank you very
James
much.
Goiter, Combat Asia, Daniel Fletcher, all those guys.
Samurai Life. Yeah.
Samurai Life. Anybody that's getting up in the MMA Asia. I don't really do the visa runs either way. So this is like a visa tip for you're rolling kind of thing.
Yeah.
So check it out. You know that it's coming up. You know that it's gonna suck. Obviously, the cheapest way about doing it is doing the shitty van, like the 1800 baht, whatever. Get it done and dealt with shit. But for how much it sucks, there are so many different alternatives. Uno momento. You got fucking buying a ticket, not like a monkey, registering yourself before, knowing when your shit is coming. I got a ticket to Udon Thani from Bangkok for 800 baht after taxes. I mean, that's one way. So under 2,000 round trip. It's a much more fun trip to just fly out to Udon, take the van an hour, which is 100 baht, to the Friendship Bridge, cross over to Laos. You stay 2 nights in Laos. You get 2 months as a tourist visa. Just by the way, that's what Laos is for you right now.
Yeah.
As an American, Canadian, Australian, whatever, Scandinavian nations, that type of thing. So that, on a cheapness note, if you're trying to live here a long time, that's how you slay that dragon. By marking your time, having that be like your fun little trip, make it a weekend. Make it a weekend, you know? And that's a good time. Vientiane's not that bad, man. There's a French restaurant in Vientiane that's probably one of the best French restaurants I've ever been to in my life, and I've been to France. I'm well traveled, if you will, as an intellectual, and it's a bomb ass place where you can get 2 steaks, potatoes au gratin, asparagus, a bottle of wine, and it comes to about $30 US.
Yeah.
They do take the US dollar. They also take their currency, the kip, and that's like way underneath the baht, which is 29 baht to the dollar today. So you do the math.
Yesterday was 30.
Jon Nutt, Ben Stark podcast.
That's right. Now, I did my visa run. I paid 9,000 for the 12-hour trip to Laos, 2 or 3 meals while I was there, a hotel overnight, and the trip back.
Okay.
And it was like, get there, you go to the embassy, you give them your paperwork, fill out what you gotta fill out. They take it from you and go have lunch.
Right.
Send you off on your way. You wake up in the morning, around 9, 10 a.m., they go get in the van, they take you back, they go, here's your stuff.
Yeah.
Screw. Go home.
Yeah, well, I mean, another way from Bangkok, if you want another really cheap one, is you can get in touch with the casinos, and you can go up and visit one of the casinos, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, as long as it's in a city that has an embassy.
Right.
Because that's
who they
an
yeah.
embassy.
Yeah, exactly. But, well, living on the edge, I don't know. If you're in Phuket, though, here's another one for Phuketians. Why not rent a car? I don't understand why everybody just, goes on the thing to Burma or to Ranong to cross over in the boat. Why don't they just, if you got a couple buddies that are doing it with you, obviously I think it's a no-brainer. Rent a car for 1,000 baht, 1,200, and everybody drives up there together. You're up there in 2.5, 3 hours. As soon as you get past Khao Lak, it's a straight shot, and you should just get that done. So, once again, Jon Nutt podcast. That's like expat chat, talking about Bangkok, expat chat, Thailand.
Yay, travel.